Alright, looks like it's coming through. Oh man. Hold on, let me switch this one on. A little live. Sorry. There we go. That's better. Alright, welcome to the live stream. Today we're going to go ahead and do the valve cover and the spark plugs this week. Tried to do them last week. Found out there was oil down underneath the coils around the plug. So we didn't do the spark plugs. I did put an order in with Rock Auto for some stuff, so let's do a quick unboxing of that first. See what I ordered. I ordered more than just valve cover gasket because I found the valve cover gasket was best price at Rock Auto, and then I had to add on a few other things. By the time I was done, it was a lot cheaper going to Rock Auto than it was to go to a local supplier. See what we got here. Things I ordered. Alright. Here's the valve cover gasket. So we definitely need that. Let's put that up here. For other parts, I also ordered a wiper blade, drive motor, drive belt for the motor because I didn't do that for some reason. In this box I've got washer nozzles for the missing one. I was able to get that piece out, and the other wiper blade. So all in all, everything cost me right around 30 bucks for everything. At a local supplier, it would have cost me about 20 bucks for just a valve cover gasket. They had a closeout special, as Rock Auto does sometimes, on parts on the valve cover gasket, which brought it way down in price. The two wiper blades were only a couple bucks a piece. The belt was I'd say 10 bucks, and those other parts, the dormant parts, were the nozzles, only a couple bucks. These are dormant parts. Could have got these almost anywhere. They were about the same price as I could have got my local parts store. But getting everything together, minus the 5% discount code, which is what I want, it worked out very well. So I'll put these in the back of the car. Maybe we'll do some of this stuff today. We'll see. I've got to get this stuff going. I've got to get a lot of stuff done this weekend. Memorial weekend, so happy Memorial Day to you guys. There's all the veterans out there. Thank you for your service. Those who lost their lives, thank you for your service. And the families of those who lost their lives, thank you for your sacrifice. There are people who do appreciate what they've done for us. Okay, so let's move the camera. Start this valve cover gasket. We're going to put the camera right there. Move this wiring so I don't trip over it. And let's get some tools. Grab my coilless impact and my 8mm. I'm going to go ahead and unplug my ignition coils. Start by taking the ignition coils out. Let's take a peek down there, see if, how much oil got in there over the week. It's been a week. To be honest with you guys, I didn't feel like doing anything today, but I do gotta get this car done. You know, it's holiday blues. You know, when it's a holiday, you don't really want to do much. Okay, that one's still dry. That one's still dry from when we dried it last week. That one's got a little bit of moisture. We cleaned it off last week. This was the one that was bad. Yeah, it's wet. Okay. Don't ask me why I have so many magnetic trays. I just do. There's actually a reason why I do. Magnetic tray to keep my bolts so they don't go flying anywhere. Alright, so not that much oil down there today, so I did clean that out. So maybe all that was on that boot was just residue. I need to get this valve cover out of here. What I need to do is get my wiring stuff out of the way. At least lift it up enough where I'm going to be able to sneak it out. Boot here. No connector here, so there must be a connector underneath this boot. Clean that off. There's our connector. Get it unplugged. There we go. Okay. Cam sensor. Get that out of the way. Plastic there. Get the valve cover out of there. Let's go ahead and unclip this sucker. Somehow the sucker will unclip. There's a piece of plastic here. Let's see. Squeezing it. There you go. Squeezing this little piece of plastic right here. Okay. I'll flip that up. Go ahead and pull this cam sensor out. Pull that cam sensor out. Probably could have left it in there, but let's pull it out. Another wiring harness back here. I think they're all 8mm bolts. So we got two choices. I can take this out of the way here, or I can try tweaking this sucker. Maybe I can sneak the valve cover out of there. Let's see. Go ahead and pull the valve cover bolts. Looks like we got studs all the way around the outside. These are different length bolts. Yeah. Let's capture that. Valve cover bolt. Valve cover bolt. Valve cover bolt. The same size, I hope. No, longer. The longer one, for some reason. I don't know why. The stud is long. Yeah, this is the stud is longer than that one. Filter side. Seem like they're captured by something underneath. I'm going to run around the outside, making sure these bolts are captured. Not captured. And maybe whatever captured it fell off inside. Alright, so it looks like all the bolts on the outside. Do a couple on the inside. Two on the inside that do not. I think that one's captured. This one's not. I'm just running it too far. Yeah. That one there. The bolts. There, pop free. Shouldn't take much to pop it. Now we just gotta sneak it out of here. Change out the gasket. I'm hitting this harness right here. So to bring this harness up a little more, I'm going to go ahead and unplug the injectors. Probably don't have to unplug all of them. I'm going to leave that last fourth one unplugged in though. sneak this valve cover out of here, like so. Once again, I want to make sure these bolts don't fall out. I'm going to flip it. And let's go ahead and take a look at these gaskets. Set it right here. The main gasket comes out one piece. No problem. You go get a pick and a rag. Pick. Small screwdriver will work too. Yeah, there's a pick. 90-degree pick. I will put on the bottom later on today sometime, or tomorrow morning at some point, I'll put a link to the tools I'm using, or what I would buy today off Amazon. Which I buy a lot of stuff off of Amazon lately since I got Prime a couple years ago, and I love Prime. I think it's fantastic. You order something, usually in 2 days it comes. Alright, so we've got 3 pieces in the middle and 1 outer piece. Go ahead and throw this in the garbage. Like so. Grab a new valve cover set. Here for now. My hands off. Now, cleaning this thing, you could put it in a cleaning tank. I have a cleaning tank in the basement. I'm not going to bother. It's not that bad. I'm just going to wipe it down today. I need to clean this whole engine off at some point, which I'll do. I'm not going too crazy cleaning this thing. Normally I put it in the solvent tank, wash it off, get all the oil off of it. Then I'll usually, once I have the oil off of it, I have a water-based cleaning tank, which works good for hard parts. Dissolves the grease, gets the grease out of the dirt if there's still dirt left behind. And then I'll take water, a hose, and just wash it off. That's usually good enough. If it's not, I'll take out the pressure washer and blast it again. It's once you get the oil off of it, it's a lot. It comes out very clean when you pressure wash it, especially. But you got to get the oil off it because you don't want the oil going all over the yard. And I clean all kinds of things that way. I clean engines, transmission halves. Again, once you get the oil off of it, you just the only thing left is grime and dirt. Then it's fine. You got to get all the oils and grease off of it first. All right, let's see what we got here for our gasket. This gasket looks a lot like the old one. So it looks like it goes this way. Maybe. Got it backwards. It happens to me every time. Every single time. I don't like stretching it. Now this has these little half moons right around where the metal spacing is to keep it from crushing and breaking the plastic of the valve cover. So I'm just going to guide those into place, which should hopefully make this nice and flat when I'm done. A lot of times if you try to reuse a valve cover gasket, if it falls out of their grooves, these grooves, usually it will swell up. Getting it back in is kind of a pain in the butt because you got to kind of massage it in to get it straight. Usually when you have a new gasket though, it goes in nice unless there's something wrong with that gasket. These are Felpro parts, which are quality. I prefer to use Felpro gaskets. They make a lot of original gaskets for some engines, but they also do a good quality when they got to remake a gasket. And you can see this gasket looks a lot like the old one. These look different. Apparently there's a first design for this gasket and a second design. I don't know what the difference is. I went with the first design because that's what they had on sale. I couldn't find out what they made different. Alright, so here's a little half moon. The half moon goes around that bolt hole. I don't know what they did to make it better or worse, but I guess we'll find out if we get oil in the leaks again or oil in the spark plugs again. So that's you. This one's you. Again, goes around the half moon. This one right here does not have a half moon, so it goes right here. And now we want to make sure this doesn't fall out. So just going to take it and shake it like this. It doesn't. All my bolts are still in here. Now we go ahead and sneak it back in the way we came out. Make sure nothing's underneath it. And drop and land flat. Make sure nothing's underneath it. Nothing's underneath it. So now what I'll do is I'll start my bolts. By hand. Get them all started. This one went here. Funny. This one goes here. And I'll clean the top of this engine. I'll put the pressure washer someday soon. The longer one went back here, if I remember correctly. That one's captured now. Started. As it came out, a little notch right there that's supposed to thread it. Apparently, must have gone too far or something. There we go. What's happening with this one too? That's what's happening with that one too. It's threading on through that little notch. It was supposed to capture the bolt. It didn't. Alright, so I think we're all started. That, I'm going to tighten the middle one first. Going about 15 foot-pounds, which is about the torque for a valve cover gasket like this. I'm going to work my way up the valve cover. It's at about 12 foot-pounds. That's what I'm shooting for. 12 to 15. Which is the torque spec for this. Usually bolts like this are measured in inch-pounds. It's probably about 60 inch-pounds. Alright, all the bolts are in. All the bolts are in. All the bolts are in. Now we can start sewing everything back up. Let's back it back to where it was. Push everything back into place. It's captured. 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 You're captured. Okay, go ahead and plug the injectors back in. Take the 1, 2, 3, injector point over unplugged. Alright, now you can see I made a bit of a mess here with this color. Wipe it up by hand right now, and then when I'm going to be cleaning some stuff off with brake clean later. I'll wipe it up some brake clean too. That's what I'm going to use for this. See how oily that is? Where do that brake clean? There it is. Let me spray it down. Take my rag. Wipe it off. Like a cylinder head temperature sensor, so I'm guessing that is. Ford loves their cylinder head temperature sensors. Just wiping off all the excess oil. There's a little oil inside of there too. This oil more than likely came from people pouring oil and spilling it, which is where all this grime right here came from on the outside. The oil did not leak externally of the head, it just leaked down into the spark plug boot area, which is not uncommon for a valve cover to do. So now, let's in there somewhere. I gotta get brake clean. Fell down inside there. Pull that out or something. Piece of plastic. Alright, let's go ahead and plug this sucker back in. Push the boot back down and over. So let's put our cam sensor back. There's this O-ring. So good. Wasn't leaking. This cam sensor back in this hole. Snap into place. Cam sensor bolt back. Nothing left of my 4 coil pack bolts. Same thing. 15 foot-pound. Maximum. Put this back in. Alright. Now we're going to go ahead and pull our spark plugs, clean those holes out. Put our new plugs in. See, my label's been wiped off. Something. Guess I'll have to remember that when I do my air conditioning, probably in a week or so. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do the air conditioning soon. Alright, plug. Set this over here. That, and then I'm gonna get the spark plug socket and or a ratchet. Gonna get my straight one and my Stanley expandable ratchet. I like Stanley tools because they come from the same line as Proto, which comes from the same line as Mac, and all at a lower price than Mac and Proto. Some of my regular sockets, a lot more oil on here this week, or maybe it's probably come from the socket. Stupid, probably coming from the socket. I want to put that there. Try not to oil everything up. I should have put a fender cover here when I did the valve cover so it didn't get all over. Should have, would have, could have, didn't. That's oil. That's oil down that hole. I don't know if it's there from last week or is it just coming from this socket. Last one. Now, if you watch the video from last week, you'll notice that I torque these in, which I'll do this week too. But you saw the effort it takes to take them out, which is normal for a spark plug, and that's the effort it should take. Now, this is the one that was leaking a lot, so you can see there's a lot of oil there. Let me get another rag. Oh, this one's dirty. I'll just clean this out. I'll just clean the magnetic tray out when I'm done, because I'm going to use this dirty rag to clean those holes. I'm going to preliminarily clean my socket off. Get it ready to install the new plugs in a little bit after I clean those holes out. Let's get it dry. We'll let it air dry. Dirt dry. Damn you. Really don't like working outside, but I'll do what I gotta do. Back now. This type of line usually just snap it back on. Made to go on, but not to come off. Alright, what was I looking for? Oh yeah. Clean those holes out. So I want to go deep. This might work. Yeah, it's down all the way. Taking this dirty rag and I'm wiping out the oil. Dirty rag first. Get a clean rag. Spray some brake clean on it. Go down and get the rest of the residue off. Go down and get all the rest of the residue off. Down, get the rest of the residue off. Go down, get the rest of the residue off. Alright, let's take a peek down there and see what we got. Nice clean now. Got some oil on it, so I mean some clean on it, really like that. Alright, so next thing's next. Spark plugs. Going with the auto lights. Ford is the only vehicle I'll put auto lights in. They used to come from the exact same factory. The first thing I'm going to look at is a pre-gapped. What does that mean? Well, it doesn't mean anything. If somebody dropped it and destroys it, what you want to do is make sure that the gap is not crushed. So when you drop it, it gets flattened. If you do have to make a gap adjustment, only bend it at this probe. Do not put anything in there and wedge between that tiny tip and the ground electrode, because if you do, you're probably going to crack that piece. So if you're going to do it, you're going to pry it. I currently have a spark plug tool out and available. It's in the basement. What I'm doing here now is I'm just comparing to make sure that the heat range is about the same. Now, these are Bosch. I would not put Bosches in these. I would put Bosches in vehicles that came with Bosch, but not in a Ford. I can see that the heat range is the same. The heat range is the length of that piece of porcelain down to where it bolts into the cylinder head. This is where it takes heat away. And heat range depends on the length of that piece of porcelain in the middle there. Reach is the same, and reach is how many threads you have from tip to tip. I'm not going to touch these two. But reach is how many threads you have. Alright, so hopefully these were the right spark plugs. The vehicle ran fine. The car ran actually pretty good. It's getting about 36.5 miles to the gallon right now, which is really pretty good. One of the few things that make me happy about this car. So that's reach, and that's heat range. Heat range is the length of porcelain, and reach is how many threads you have on the actual spark plug itself. So the plug looks the same. This gap has now been damaged, so the trick here is not to drop this sucker. Now, I'm going to take our... Hopefully it's clean now. Let's make sure it's clean. Yeah, it is. Put this back in here now, and I'm going to hand thread these in. Starting with the back to the front. And hand thread this sucker in here. Compact my trash. Put one old plug in the box. Where is it? Take another plug out. Look at it, make sure it wasn't dropped. You don't know where your spark plug had been. The spark plug could have gone to another shop person, repairman, whatever. They could have dropped it on the ground, or cracked the porcelain, or exchanged it with a different plug. That's why I don't make sure they're actually the same plug. Things get misboxed too sometimes. How they get misboxed, I don't know. I don't know if it happens at the factory, it happens at the parts store. These come from a warehouse, but it's just really just a giant parts store. People send parts back. I don't know who's inspecting these things. So always look at them when you unbox stuff. Don't just throw it in the hole. If you ever throw a part in the hole, always compare it to the old part. Third one. Now, don't get me wrong, Autolite plugs are usually on sale somewhere, or, usually there's some kind of a rebate, or... I got the plugs for that one right there, and there was a rebate on them. I don't think I threw these on there too, I don't know. Just because there was a rebate. Alright, torquing spark plugs. Why do I torque spark plugs? One, it's a hollow piece of steel that I'm tightening. So if I over torque it, it could share it. It could get itself wedged into the cylinder head if I over torque it. If I under torque it, it can be loose, leak combustion. I'm not going to have as good a contact between the threads in the cylinder head, which is going to cause a high resistance in the electrical circuit when the spark is trying to get back around, electricity flows, right? The spark needs to go from the coil and get moved around to the power source, just like any other power source, like a battery. You need both sides. Both sides to a spark plug is power going through one end and going to ground back around the other side. So you always have to have two sides to every electrical system. So you don't want it to be too loose and you don't want it to be too tight. So what does that mean? It means torque it. 18 to 22 foot-pounds is usually the normal spark plug torque. In an aluminum cylinder head like this, I usually shoot for 20. Alright, so all the plugs were good. All the plugs are the same. Condense my trash here. This is trash. This is trash. Let's throw this away. It's trash right now. Goes away. Bag away. My torque wrench. Dialer up 20 foot-pounds. Just the lowest scale of this particular snap-on torque wrench. I thought I did a better job hand tightening these things. Nah. That's it. Okay, I'm done with this. Alright. Alright, let's just, coil boots come out like this. Oh, coil boots came with a new coil, let me make sure. New spring. If I go tearing out of there, check these part numbers. They're the same. What we got in here? Yeah, we got a new spring and a new boot. We just unscrewed it. Just kind of gave it a twist and a pull. Oh, I probably should have put a little dielectric grease on here, huh? Let me see if I have any. Oh, I don't have any. Was there any in the box, was there? No. Damn it. I don't have any. Probably be in here. So this one. And this is lithium dielectric grease. I don't worry about it for these type of boots, but I'm gonna put new plugs in there. I have some packets of silicone here. So I usually put my extra unused, recyclable, some silicone. TV. When you get plug wire set, you usually get a little packet of silicone. I usually use from a tube and set the packet aside. Sometimes I use it for other things. Probably in the basement. I usually have a tube on hand. I bet you it's in the basement. Yeah, I bet you it's in the basement. Tube, full tube. Oh, I'm gonna wing it without it. It's not something they put on when they build it at the factory. Ooh. Found one. I found a packet. I found a packet. I found a packet. Just enough to do one. Alrighty. Sorry about that delay. Try to think of everything, but then sometimes you forget about certain things. Alright, I'm just going to put a dab of silicone right there. And when I put this in, I'm going to kind of spin it to get it to move around a little bit. So start the threads on this sucker. We'll grab the other boots. Plug, boot, coil, plug coil. Tear that out. Notice how I tore it out this time? Take this and push it in. Snaps in. And then, now, piece of ferrite material in between here. Sometimes there's a resistor inside of these. Sometimes there's not. This one doesn't have a resistor here, but it has this little piece of ferrite in here. I think what that does is when it's down and on, it just kind of makes it a stiff spring inside of this boot. It's not going to conduct electricity because it's going to just go through the path of least resistance, which is that spring itself, which is just made of steel. Again, I'm going to put it in. I'm going to turn it a little bit. Place. Start the bolt. Bugs are everywhere. Where's the video coming out? Okay, this one doesn't want to come out. There you go. I like to do these boots when I do plugs. Definitely do the boots when you're doing valve cover, if it's leaking in there. Not that these will go bad. These will dry out and crack, just like a regular spark plug boot on the end of a wire will. These weren't too much money. These were just a couple bucks a piece. Again, Rock Auto. You really need to start sponsoring me soon. At least give me something. I've been using them for a long time. 12 years? I don't know. I know I can go all the way back in my order history, which is good. My first thing I ordered was rotors for that truck. First thing I ordered from Rock Auto was front rotors for that truck. Rotors and pads. They had a decent price. I'm gonna clean that. Had a decent price. I don't know how long ago they were around before that. That was about 12, 13 years ago, if I remember correctly. So let me put this right here. I'll clean a little oil on here. Flushing the oil out. Then air drying it. It's a warm day today. I don't know what the temperature is. It's nice today. A lot better than it's been the last couple weeks, right? Been playing in the rain the last couple weeks. Go back a couple weeks. Did the struts on this thing in the rain. Last week. Did some stuff in the rain with the tent. Over it. This week's nice. Tomorrow, it's supposed to rain. If it rains tomorrow, I won't do anything out here. It's supposed to be nice on Monday. Not nice, but it's not supposed to rain. So I might do rear brakes on this Monday. And rear shocks Monday. Weather permitting. Today, I want to do some quick stuff like this today. This is the last time I'm using this, so I might as well use more than that. I think I'm going to do the air cleaner next. Not sure how to do the air cleaner on this one. I'm assuming I got to pop these two bolts out here out. It's been a long time since I did an air cleaner on one of these. I'll do that next. Wipers. Do those wipers that I just got recently. Wiper nozzle. Do those at the same time. Do the wiper and the nozzle at the same time. Probably do air filter next. Wiper nozzles. Maybe front brakes. And that might be it for the day. I might program the remotes. Alright, so torque for these. Same as the valve cover. 15. Again, it's just plastic with a metal sleeve, so you don't want to go too tight. Put it all back in. Do a quick check. Garbage, garbage, garbage. Tools need to be cleaned. That's about it. Start her up, see how she runs. A couple things I noticed about the noise filter. You guys don't hear the car run. Sometimes my voice will dip down depending on how I talk. Nice. I have to push that up. 8mm down the hole. See? I have to reach for it. Also, my compressor doesn't. You don't hear my compressor when it turns on, which I guess is a good thing. the noise filter is used to get rid of the highway sound that's right behind that wall, which is very loud. Alright, let's start up. Might be a puff of oil out the back. Any oil that was in the plug holes that fell down. Let's see. Yeah, there's the oil. That's from the oil falling down. Done. Gone. Engine's running. You guys probably can't hear it. The engine is running. That's about it. Hopefully this live stream went well. You know, I had one last week that didn't go well. It paused or canceled or something happened where it didn't go through when I put that mirror on. So hopefully this one went through. I hit the record button when I started this one in case it didn't. I can re-upload it if I have to. So I guess I'm going to have to start doing that. That's it for this one. I think we're going to take a pause for about 5 minutes or so. Gotta dig that socket out. I'm not going to do that on camera. Clean the tools off, put them back. And we'll come back in about 5 minutes or so. And we'll do that. Try to do that air cleaner. See how that goes. Interesting. Rusty bolts and stuff. I've never done an air cleaner. I think it's just these 2 bolts. Find out. Give me about 5 minutes. Alright? Thanks for watching.